Hey guys, welcome to another video of Marvel Contest of Champions. We are back with another Alliance War video. This time it's against the Avengers 9322 Alliance. Big shout out to them. They are like a 13 million alliance, but they are very skilled and it was a lot of fun going against them in this war. So my path was as usual, part 7, and then I switch off to part 6 towards the power shield and the poison and brute force node, then going on to the mid mini. So this is actually one of the best wars that I have fought. I went through the whole path without any deaths, and I also managed to bring the boss down. And I also faced 2 Dormammu, so I hope you guys really enjoy it. If you do guys, make sure to like it, share it, subscribe it, and also leave a comment down below. I would love to hear it from you and your reactions. So first up on the path was Miles Spidey. So I tried to take him noted with. In hindsight, I should have done that because it's got like 20,000 PI. So I hate finding Miles. So what I usually do, I would just go with 4-hit combos, like a medium, light. In that way, if he even evades, I can get back and hit him. I was avoiding to use an L1 because of 2 reasons. One, because he was still noted, so he's poison immune. And second, it will give him charges. There I got some hits in and I lost a lot of health. So the first fight was really shaky on this war, but I assure you after that was a lot of fun. So at this point you can see that he does not have any mischarges on him, and I'm just trying to kill him off, not using any of my specials, so he can just die. If you have willpower here, you get a SP1 lock that is like a debuff, so you can regenerate a lot of health, but I've taken willpower off because I don't think I need it for my path. And finally I bring him down. The next fight would be against a Venompool with SP1 and cornered node. So I just chuck a very quick 6k health potion because I don't want to lose my Dr. Voodoo really early. Also, he has a higher PI than the opponent and has class advantage, so this is a pretty quick fight. Nothing really to worry about. Mostly at this level, all of these initial 3 to 4 fights are usually diversity fights, so you could easily just run through them. And the advantage of having Voodoo is like I would regenerate a lot of health start of every fight. So this fight was like for me to regenerate my Voodoo. You will see I will try to just dodge a lot of hits from Venompool and just wasting time so I can use all of my regen just like there. And now I will just bring him down with a couple of hits. Next up was a 6-star tech. I had a quick peek at the profile and I saw it's a Nebula. So I went with Voodoo again. So Voodoo, he can heal up, and with Nebula, it's good to always bait out L1 because it's a bit easier and the animation is easier to dodge as well. With the L2, sometimes you can miss time and then she does a lot of damage with the shocks. Also, it was an interesting placement because they place it on a limber and extra regen node. So you will see now I bring her down to almost half, and then she gets 2 charges of regen and she's almost full. So that was a really fun interaction and a fun placement. So yeah, as we know that Nebula is immune to poisons and bleed, so I did not bother with the L1. I just went with the L2, and right there she started healing for like 2.5k and I was like, whoa, what happened? But then by that time I had my powered burn active, so I thought I'll use that and I'll use an L3 for a massive damage and then go on and take it out from there. Overall, it was a pretty simple and straightforward fight. The real fun starts after the next fight when you go to the midsection on part 6, and we go on the power shield node, and then we go on the brute force and poison node, and then in the end there is a boss fight against Dormammu. So I would really suggest you guys to stick till the end of the fight, or you can use the timestamps down below in the comment section and you can move ahead and skip to any of the fights you'd like. So one of the last diversity fights on this war, it will be a 6-star Winter Soldier, which is an easy fight. You know, you are very used to his animations and everything, but it was really annoying because He's a 6-star, he has a lot of health, and then he was on a 200% node and also 40% physical resistance. So yeah, it took quite a minute or two to bring him down, but it was a simple and easy fight. It was really fun war because at this point when I look at my opponents, they have less kills than us and they've explored the map more. So it was like a really good to see like a 13-minute alliance doing so good with the defense they have. So yeah, no wonder they are so high on the ratings, but it was a really close fought war. So whenever you're fighting Bucky or the Winter Soldier, try not to give him his L2 because he will just take block damage for nothing. I have a Voodoo, so I always have a lot of sustain, so I can, doesn't matter if I take damage or not. So if you don't have someone who has sustain or something, I would really suggest you just only bait out L1. It's much easier to evade. With L2 you will take a damage no matter what. The great thing about Voodoo is I think he's like one of the best champs in the game because he has everything. Maybe poison, maybe a power control, maybe a power leak. He's just all around an amazing champ that you can use in every facet of the game. So I just use him every time for my path running, and when I do get to the second section of path 6, that is node 30, 37, this is where we're going now, that's when I bring in magic and user. So here on node 30, it starts with 1 bar of power and 50% plus power gain. Usually you will see a magic here who will be like a really pain because of her limbo, but they placed an Vsion, so I had to be really sure I do not hit him and not give him L3. And then the only thing you need to care about is his L1s. You will notice throughout the fights that I am just giving his L1 and backing off because I don't want to give him more power. Because if he uses his SIG ability and synthesizes more power, you will get an L3 and I am dead. Also, another tip to avoid Vision's L1 is always go for 4 hits and swipe back. You will see throughout that I'm only going for 4 hits and swiping back unless I have to go ahead and burn power. And once you have Voodoo's power burn on him, he's a really easy target. I don't even know why the computer blocked there, but I just got some hit, but that's okay. Just have 20% health remaining, yes, and with the power drain, it will be really easy to bring him down. Just waiting his L2 right there, and yeah, we go in for the kill. We managed to bring him down in a minute, and we get the full attack bonus, so that was good. Next up, there was a 5-star Mystic. I already scouted this path and I used a power 1 boost, so I have like 1 bar of power before I go against this Dormammu. So the key against Dormammu is to get to your L2 before he does, and even if he does, then you should be able to just try to burn his power like that, and then it's all about going in the corner and intercepting. Maj is really good at that. So once you have your L2 locked on her, you can just take him to the corner and then rinse repeat the intercept. And you don't have to do it for long because the L2 will deal a massive amount of damage because of the power shield node. Also make sure when it comes to his L1, you block the first 2 instances and then you swipe back on the third. So that will not give you a dexterity charge and you can bring him down real easy. And once you have the power lock, you can just take him to the corner, go into 4 hits, swipe back, go in again, and rinse and repeat, and then you'll get another L2 and you can die really easy. Next up we had the Void on and Brute Force and Poison plus SP2 Unblockable node. That was like a really good placement because with Brute Force and the debuff by Void, they really stack up together and do a lot of damage. But I had my trusty Vision, so you could always just power drain him and then you can parry and kill them. Okay, the best way to fight Void is you need patience. It's okay to lose a little bit of health to his debuffs as long as you don't get hit. Because what people tend to do, they will just go in and try to hit him because a debuff is taking away your power. At this level, he doesn't take away too much power, so you need to be just a little bit of patience and it works out. You could also do the other method, is like keep swiping back, keep avoiding his hits until he applies a debuff on you on 28, on 29, or like multiples of 9 hits. And as soon as a debuff is applied on you, you can just go for one more hit, and at 10 he can dispel. So as you see that I'm taking my time, I'm not rushing in, I'm just giving him parries and I'm going into him. I'm not even paying attention to the debuff timer, because as long as you're hitting him properly, as long as you're doing the parries, you won't lose much health from the debuff timer and you can easily bring him down. Like right there, 60 hits and dispelled right away. I'm trying to use my L2 on time before he gets it, because L2 is unblockable, although it's a bit easier to evade his L2 than his L1. But yeah, again I go for the power burn, go for the parry or intercept, make sure he doesn't have any power that he has to come in so I can parry him. So yeah, it's just like a pretty standard fight. I don't even know why I got clipped there, but this was like a pretty easy fight if you go with patience, and this is the only fight you need vision for, so no big deal. So next up the path was mid mini with Juggernaut. So one of my teammates went beast mode and soloed him. So at this point we were equal on the kills and we had one boss up while the other team finished. So I really had to solo this boss, so I boosted up a lot. I went to 15%, 20%, 150 mystic, and then 8% extra L2, L3 damage. And also I went with the invulnerability boost for the first 3 hits. So yeah, this was a really pressure fight. But the invulnerability really saved me out a lot, and just right there you see how to avoid an L1. Just block the first 2 instances and then the third one you can just go back. I should have been more patient there. I was losing my patience because I was like worried about the ward, so that's why I got hit that I usually don't. So I had my L2 on him right there and I was just trying to bait his heavy out. So you block the first 2 hits. As soon as you go into heavy, you go back, you avoid the dexterity charge so you don't get degen. Somehow I got degen there. So I was just waiting. I didn't want him to use his L2, and right there I got the lock. At this point, it's 1 minute down and I have only around 15% health down, and I'm like, oh shit, this is gonna go on a timeout. But I was like, you know what, I'll just go give it my all and let's see where it goes. So now I'm just trying to get him in the corner, because I know as soon as I get him in the corner I can cycle the hits really fast. And that 8% mystic boost on extra damage on L2 and L3 is really helping out a lot. Also, as the fight progresses, he gains physical resistance and magical resistance. Right here I got him in the corner, and this is where I start laying in the damage. So half of my timer is gone, he still got 60% health, and so here I can't make a mistake. So again, for intercepting, I have a set pattern with Dormammu. If he's blocking, I will go with 3 hits and I will swipe back and let him come to me and go for the intercept. And if I get to hit him, I always go with 4 hits and then I swipe back. And in the meantime, in 2 or 3 intercepts, you get your L2 again, and that resets the pattern. So you can really easily bring him down. But there was like a really clutch boss fight and we won the war. We didn't have to give up any death, or maybe we were allowed to give 1 death at this boss, but I was really happy I could solo it. So I had a lot of fun with this war. Hope you guys also enjoyed watching the war, and let me know in the comments down below what do you think, and like it, share it, subscribe. All of that really helps me out a lot, guys. Also a big shout out to our opponents, the Avengers 9322, really skilled team. I definitely will go against them again. And other than that, guys, have a great day and I'll see you next time.